The NBA is adding this new tech to all the arenas. It's a series of cameras from Sony's Hawkeye Innovations that signed a multi-year deal with the NBA to provide the league, teams, and referees with 3D optical tracking tech, capturing all the players and ball in real time at sub-second latency. But why is the NBA looking to add this new tech to the games? How does it work? And will this actually make any difference in officiating? So this Hawkeye tech isn't actually that new. The first implementation of it was back in 2001 during a test cricket match between England and Pakistan. It was used to track the trajectory of the balls for making LBW decisions, showing whether the ball would hit the stumps or not. It's also been used in tennis since 2006. And it's gotten so good that at the last US Open, Hawkeye completely replaced the line judges for the entire tournament. Since then, they've added it to goal line tech in football. They signed a deal with MLB back in 2020, and Hawkeye was being tested since 2019 in the NBA Summer League. But first, let's explain how it actually works. The Hawkeye systems use high-speed video cameras placed around the court or arena to track the movement of the ball and players. For example, in tennis, there are 10 cameras that capture video feeds of the ball's movement. These feeds are then rapidly processed to calculate the ball's position. By comparing the ball's position on at least 2 cameras, the system can determine the ball's trajectory and predict where it'll go next. Hawkeye also knows the rules of the game, which allow it to identify any rule violations as well. The information is then presented in real time for everyone to see. But it's not without its flaws. During the 2007 Wimbledon Championships, a shot that seemed to be out was deemed to be in by Hawkeye, and doubts about its accuracy were raised in a 2008 peer-reviewed article. Now, these complaints were a long time ago, and the tech has gotten magnitudes better and extremely accurate since then. But let's go back to the NBA. We've seen our fair share of horrible officiating calls from NBA refs this past few years, and while the addition of Hawkeye is going to offer other things such as interesting analytics for the teams, what us fans care about most is whether this will actually make a difference in officiating. The NBA claims that this will enhance officiating by increasing the accuracy of calls, and in the future, there'll be automated calls on plays such as out of bounds and goaltending. But for things like out of bounds and goaltending, we don't really have that big of a problem with that in the NBA. Unlike in other sports where things are more clear cut, for example, a ball is either in or out, in the NBA, a lot of the criticism with the refs stems from ticky-tack calls or dumb ejections or horrible technical fouls. What might end up happening is that this new tech will somewhat aid the refs, but it won't do much to change the bad calls that just happen throughout the motion of the game. And until that changes, this has a good chance of just being a band-aid rather than an actual solution. If you like this video, I make other videos breaking down sports tech around the world. You can subscribe or follow wherever you're watching this. I also write these deep dives that go out once a week. You can check it out. It'll be the first link in the description below. There's no payment whatsoever for that. And if you don't want to do that, I guess you can watch the video on the screen right now.